Hey, this is Ashlei Sharpe Chestnut, and I'm on Sci-Fi Sistas.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Sci-Fi Sistas podcast, where we give you our point of view. I'm Tamia Harper, and I'm joined today by my sisters, Yvette Blackman-Tom.
Hello.
Sabrina Wood. Whoop, whoop. And Fran T.
What's happening?
What's happening, Fran? What's happening is that we got a great guest again for you today, and we're really, really excited that she's here. We've tried to get her for a long time, and we're super stoked. You know her. She's a wonderful actress, but you know her, Trekkies, from season 3 of Picard, playing Sydney LaForge, Geordi LaForge's daughter. We're so delighted to welcome Ashlei Sharpe Chestnut to the show. Hi, Ashlei.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Like I said, we're so excited that you're here. We wanted to get you on the show for a long time because when we saw you, we couldn't take our eyes off you. Like, I mean, the first time we met your character, we were like, who's that? And she's awesome. And please, can we have a lot more of her, right? Like, right,
yes.
Guys?
Yeah,
right,
definitely.
Right.
Big smiles, big smiles.
One episode thing.
Yeah, like I was afraid that we were just going to see you for a second and, you know, and then like they were going to find some way to not have you as a prominent character. And I was like, oh no, you know,
Kill her. She's dead.
Right.
That's what I thought. But nope, every single episode.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people thought that my character by the end would probably be dead. So it's nice that they kept me. Yeah.
Yes.
We're so happy. We're like, she's black and she's not dead.
She made it through.
That's wonderful. Especially on Picard.
Right? And we didn't have to inflict anymore. Right? Because Picard didn't have a good track record with us.
The first person they killed was a black man.
First one.
In season 1.
First episode.
First episode.
He was like there for like 3 minutes. And they were like, oh, gotta go.
We're gonna put a knife in you.
Okay, so yeah, that's a tangent that we could go on for a long time.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, we're gonna stop.
That's a whole nother show. The fact of the matter is they got it right with you, and we're so happy. And you know, we're happy not only. We're happy on a couple of fronts because number one, we're happy that Geordi LaForge has a family. And number two, we're happy that you are the person playing his daughter because you just bring so much to the screen for us. But before we get into all the screen stuff, I want to go back to childhood because I know I've seen you on other interviews and you've talked about your mom being a Trekkie.
Oh God, yeah.
And being raised with, you know, in Trek. I mean, your mom was a Trekkie, but were you a Trekkie too? Or was it just like, oh, I kind of know this because it's around?
I kind of knew of the world. I wasn't as invested as she was, but like I knew of lingo. I knew of terminology. Like I wasn't completely blind coming into this. But I mean, I've seen a couple episodes before I even started shooting this. Like I knew of, you know, the universe. But yeah, I wasn't as deep as into it as she was.
So, but the crazy part is that you chose Geordi LaForge as your icon, right?
I know. Yeah. I mean, I was low-key obsessed with LeVar Burton just from reading Rainbow too. And, but I mean, everybody knows of, you know, Geordi. So I feel like I just loved the picture. I loved of the Star Trek world anyway. And I just felt like, I don't know. I just wanted the profile picture. And then I guess by default, you know, seeing Instagram, opening up the app every day, you're like low key manifesting, you know, and ingraining it into like your subconscious. And so I've started to like do a little bit more things like around my house. I'm like, let me just, you know,
That's
Put
what's
it
up.
out there. Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
Put it out into the universe.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Did you know which role you were going for when you went to read, when you auditioned?
No, absolutely not. I only knew, I mean, in my head, I figured it'd have to only be, either Geordie or like Michael Dorn's, Worf's character.
Right.
But, yeah, no, I didn't know until maybe a week or two before shooting. Yeah.
That's so cool. Did your mom freak out?
Oh God, yeah, she was in the room with me when I got the call. So it was more surreal because I just moved to LA. She was helping me move in. We were in her hotel room and she was like laying on the bed. Sorry, they're like sirens. And I get a call from my agent. They're like, I put it on speaker and they were like, Ashlei, of course you booked Star Trek, but not only are you going to, be on the show, you're going to be playing Geordie LaForge's daughter. And my mom just went crazy. She's like, her mouth, trying not to like lose it. It was the cutest thing ever. But yeah, it was.
That's so cute.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. Yeah, Geordie's special to us. We've done. LeVar Burton is special to us.
Yes.
But, for just all in his own right. But Geordie, as a character for us Trekkies that have been around a while, he's so dear. He's so special. We've talked about it. We had a whole show dedicated to LeVar Burton and Geordie, and we talked about like the misadventures. Geordie's love misadventures, right? And how it was on one hand, like they really didn't give him a lot of positive relationships that we could see with Geordie on screen, and he was really bereft, his only and then his mom. His mom was a Starfleet captain, but we never met her because what, guys?
She was dead when we met her.
She's dead. And so he never had much family. The Enterprise crew was his family. But I love seeing this relationship now with him, like this iteration of Geordie with this blood family, and especially a Black family. Even though we didn't get to meet Mom, I would have loved to have met Sidney LaForge's mother. But we saw Geordie with his daughters, and we finally got to see a positive Black family relationship on there. Did that weigh on you at all while you were preparing for this role?
I think so, in a way. I mean, if you're talking about Black representation specifically, for sure. I mean, the stereotype that Black fathers aren't really present in their kids' lives, and the fact that you have this prominent Black character who, is like a force in, this world and has a high-ranking position and holds a lot of power. I mean, it goes to like the whole like Nepo baby thing, it's like Forge's kind of, nepotism, but like in a good way, it's like, this family dynamic. It's really beautiful to see on screen.
It is. The sisters, you look at your parents have done something, you look at each other and say, oh my gosh, let me, when you all, she said, I'll see what I can do. I'm like, look at the sisters.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I love that part too, that they, the sisters had a very positive relationship. There was because sometimes they like to, show there was no reason for it. There was so much else going on. Let's just see this positive family. Geordie, he was just trying to protect his daughters, which, all fathers do. So I just, I love that fact that they didn't go there with the sisters, because it could have been butting heads and, who needed that? There was so much else going on, but the loving relationship between you and Alondra, I think that was her name, right? Alondra, did I get that right? Yeah. Alondra was great. I loved it because you both stuck up for each other, and she definitely had your back. And I just loved seeing that. All that positivity was not lost on this audience. That made a big difference on watching. Why we love TNG, but that was really special. That Geordie had a family, and he had two daughters that were competent. They were in Starfleet, and they had big roles and they had morals, and all the stuff that we love about Jordy were in those two characters, which I just totally love that. You know, it made a big difference. I definitely made a difference to me because Jordy has such, you know, he's that guy. You know, he's that guy that stands up for what's right, and I love that his daughters had those same moral ethics. That was great. Yeah, that was just a thought.
When I remember first seeing you, it was so funny. I know you're gonna remember this when Picard and them came on the bridge. And you were sitting there just grinning with a beautiful smile and everything. And he introduced, and you were still standing there grinning. And he said, he said, well, what's wrong with that? What's up with her? And they said, oh, LaForge, get to you. He said, LaForge. And then the Crash LaForge came up. Yeah. That was so, and the look on your face was like, well, dang, why y'all bring that up? You know, I mean, that, you know, then you said, well, you know, while I was a cadet, you know, you said 2 times, and then that's when Picard said, okay, Will, okay.
Right, that's enough, right.
Yeah, you know, so I thought that was so cute, you know.
That was really cute.
It was. And it was. You know, brought some humor into some, a little, not laughing at you, but trying to laugh with you. Yeah. You know, there's a difference. Yeah. So thank you for that.
We have that in common because Crash is also my nickname.
Yeah.
Stop it.
It really is.
Yeah, it's
true. You're crashing cars. What's going on?
No.
It's no better than your backstory of being called Crash, and we're not even going to get into it, but everybody...
Oh, no, you gonna tell.
Well, you brought it up.
Yeah, you did. You gonna tell.
I'm proud of it. You know, people give you a nickname, you just keep that nickname.
You embrace it.
Wasn't there another...
Vegas stays in Vegas. That's all I can say.
There was another sci-fi sister present who actually knows that story. So,
but Crash, nice to meet you.
It involved virtual reality in Vegas.
Wow. See, you said what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I said nothing.
The person who wasn't in Vegas violated that rule.
Yes, you did.
But it doesn't. Anyway, I just gave a little smidget.
Yeah, I just wanted
to have that in common.
I feel really connected to you.
Did you feel a lot of? I mean, obviously there's pressure coming in playing a role like this, but were there traits of like Jordy that you were trying to embody that like? You know, that his daughter might have inherited from him that you were bringing, or were you approaching the role like, no, she's her own woman in every way?
A little bit. I vacillated between both of them because I felt like she was trying to make a name for her own self, because she already had the LaForge name attached to her. Right. And I mean, everybody already knows like, oh, this is your dad. So you kind of want to differentiate yourself in a way. And so I felt like I really wanted her to create her own isms, if you will. But granted, I mean, there's like the hand holding thing. I mean, Mika talked about it in an interview as well about the holding of our hands specifically. So at one point, or maybe like a couple of times I do that, but this part, you know, it was very like Sydney's own mannerisms and things.
She felt very much like her own woman. And I think that so many of us like I fell in love with her character because I wanted to be her. Mm-hmm. You know, but at the same time, I could also identify with her. Like she wasn't so far out of reach. You know, she was very human, and especially these interpersonal relationships between moms. I mean, you know, between parents and kids, and you know, it just felt so real to me. And parents wanting us to, parents trying to protect us. You know, or wanting us to follow in their own footsteps all the time. I mean, that's super real to me. You know? Right. You know, my mother is so ecstatic that I'm actually working for her now. Like, I mean, like it's been, you know, but I mean, it's a struggle. You know, them having the ideas and hopes and dreams that they have for us versus our own goals in life and carving out our own identities. And I felt her struggle with that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough on the other side. And we always talk about this, how, you know, I'm the mother of adult children. So I get that. I totally got everything that I was definitely on Jordy's the whole time.
You were on Jordy's side?
Hell yeah, I was on Jordy's side.
She was.
I was like, how the hell is he? I'm like, these people got this child out there. They should know better. How else was he supposed to react? Honestly.
I mean, I hear you. I hear it. But she's a grown woman. She's making her own decisions.
Yeah. It takes a minute. Believe me, grown children are hard. They're very hard because, these were the children you raised.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you got to say, okay, I'm just going to step back. Yeah, that's not an easy thing. So I got Jordy, what he was going through, because I could feel that, I definitely was on Jordy's side.
Even though Jordy put his parents through the same thing.
What's that?
Jordy had 2 Starfleet parents, and he went in, this child that had a disability on top of it all. How was they going to, they were like, oh my God, is he going to make it? Is he going to make friends? What's going to happen? And he still became the daddy and was just giving you a way to go. My goodness.
The sight impaired pilot.
Yeah.
When he first came on, because he wasn't the engineer. And Jordy is a big deal. I think I'm kind of rushing ahead, but Shaw and Jordy, the interaction when he first met him, and he was fangirling, and the captain was fangirling Jordy LaForge because he's this legendary engineer, and I love that part because Shaw is I'm the captain, and but he couldn't, he was like, slipping all over his words and everything. I'm like, look at Shaw, not Mr. I say no, Shaw, all bereft and all that, can't say nothing, fangirling because it's Jordy LaForge. I love that part.
I did too. I love it. In a bunk, but Jordy came on.
He sure did.
He did. Didn't he put
Picard and Riker in a bunk bed.
Bunk bed. But he revered Jordy LaForge. He
was an engineer. He was an engineer. So
and Jordy has this, reputation. He was on the flagship, and now he's a Commodore, and he's on my ship.
Yep. It's a beautiful moment, for sure.
It was. It was. And because Seven and Riker looked at each other when he was standing. Seven was looking at somebody like, oh, this is out of character for him.
Yeah, for sure. Because at the time, he was being a jerk, and then finally Jordy, and it's like, and it's like, he's human. Okay, got it.
Yeah, he is.
His feelings.
Not just the dip thing from Chicago, as he called himself.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Fran.
No. Okay. I was just saying, so ...
I wanted to ask you about that fight scene that you had.
Oh,
that's familiar because I saw this one interview and somebody had asked you about like your dancing and your dance training and how that might have played because it made me think of Michelle Yeoh because we know that she started as a dancer too, and I was like, can we have a Black Michelle Yeoh? But was it fun for you to do that? How did it work for you?
It was so much fun. It was my first time like doing stunt work and having rehearsals for that fight sequence. There were a couple other fight sequences that we had that got cut out, but I've talked about this before, but it's really interesting being able to do that while filming because there's so many like action cuts in between. So it's like you have to get yourself like riled up to do the choreography again as if you're doing it for the first time. So I had another level of respect for like our stunt performers, like my stunt double, seeing it like so many people. I didn't know that's what went into like these stunts and fight rehearsals and things like that. Yeah.
You want to do it again?
Of course. Are you kidding? Perhaps. Okay, that'd be great.
Ooh, nice. I would like that. Yes.
When you're home, like before you're also a stage actress, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so we keep thinking, we ask this all the time to people, and I hate asking it, but I'm going to ask it anyway because it's still interesting to us. The difference between stage and TV, and especially now that TV is made more like a movie, where is your comfort level, or are you just like totally open and like enjoying it all? Or, is theater your heart?
I think it's a mixture of both. I think because I started off with theater, I got my break doing Broadway. So I think theater's always going to be a part of me. I'd love to go back to Broadway. But I'm definitely enjoying this television ride. I'm not going to lie. I think, not to be, the money's great in TV. I'm not going to lie, but like, they just offer me two different things that I just really love. I think, Broadway specific, or even off Broadway, any type of theater, you're able to like feed off of the audience and the energy and everything. Not to say that you don't have that with television and film, like your crew is technically like your audience, but it's nice to actually have people who like paid to watch your stuff. They're sitting there trying to enjoy it. It's just a different energy. But I love both.
Speaking of Broadway, I have a question. My sister knows what it is. Have you ever been on Law and Order?
No, I haven't. I auditioned for Law and Order so many times, never booked it.
Really?
Never booked it. Yeah.
What's wrong with you, Law and Order people?
Right? What the hell?
Come on. What's the
that's
deal?
Right, God. You were on our screens for like less than 5 minutes, and we were like, we love her.
What is that about?
Can we keep her?
It was love at first sight. That's crazy that you said that. It was love, because we were like, who's that?
Wild.
Who's that black woman sitting at the helm?
That's the bridge.
Right, yes.
Right? Come on. The minute you're at the helm, we're like,
yeah.
And not a background bridge person, a foreground, literally and figuratively.
Titan.
Yeah.
That's right.
Be in the shot all the time.
Like, were you hip? Were you hip to that? Like the importance of that? Like, yes, like I get it. Like, I'm not trying to say that in a patronizing way, because I just realized as I was saying that sounded really stupid. But like, but just how Trekkies, like for us in our lore, to have a black person in that position. I don't know. Like, were you hip to like how big that might be for us?
Absolutely. I think definitely being. Yeah, on the bridge in general, but definitely being up front. Especially piloting the ship, that's a big deal. As my mom told me, it was definitely so I think, going in, and then also just always knowing, like, even when we were shooting, always seeing the cameras, it's like, oh, I'm literally in almost every shot, like in some way. Right. It definitely was a huge deal.
I thought about Nichelle.
Yes.
When I was watching you, but watching the position you were in, because Nichelle was always in the background. She always was in the shot with Kirk because she was right behind him. And that's just what I was thinking of when you were on the bridge, you were always in the shot. And I was like, I'm loving this. It's just seeing you makes such a big difference. And to have a really good meaty role, that also, you can have they did that. I remember watching TNG when it first came on. And I don't know if you guys remember, Ensign Rager came on.
Yep,
and she was the first. It was a big deal because it was the first time a black woman was piloting the ship, and she didn't really have any words. She would say, "Yes, Captain." That's pretty much it. But she was just there. But this time you weren't just there. You had an important part. You came in important because the last name was LaForge, and we knew, that you meant something. You're part of canon. You're part of, because they talked about you in All Good Things. Your name was already mentioned, that Geordi had these 2 daughters already. So you've been in canon before you probably was born.
That's true.
Yeah. But I was just thinking of all of that and how this all means. I really wanted you on this show, as you can tell.
And I'm sorry.
No, I just thought it was very important that we talk to you. That's all.
Yeah. And the fact that you can actually act.
Yes.
Yes, thank God.
Thank you, Jesus. That was key too.
Yes. That was key. Yes, she can actually act.
Both daughters, both daughters on there were up there acting y'all's butts off. Like, go ahead now,
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
Sabrina, you were about to say something?
Oh, no. I was just saying that it was such a great feeling to see you there, like they said, because, Jordy had that position too. And it was just so great when they said your name. And I know we're saying it over and over and over, but it was the best thing for me watching Picard. I loved everybody coming back and all that stuff. But what I really did love was, like you were saying, the intact family that Jordy had. And we did see this, a taste of it from All Good Things, when they projected it into the future. And we read the books, and to see you come to life was really great. And it was especially great to watch this intact family, know that his family was still together, because the drama was all about this other family that was in total disarray. They didn't even know he had a child. Everything was all crazy. And see what happens when that happens. But to watch Jordy, who we've loved for so long, and we've got Jordy Bears all over here. It was just a really big thing, and we just love to have you on the show. I have a question for you. Did you know they were going to ship you in this show? Did you know that when this show started, that they were going to try to make something happen between you and Picard?
No, I didn't know. No, I had no idea. Not until I finally read the script. No, didn't know.
Okay. I was like, what's going on here?
I liked it though. I was not mad at it.
There.
I was not.
There was some chemistry there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had no idea, because initially I only thought that I was going to be in 2 to 3 episodes max.
Oh wow!
I didn't know that I'd be in all 10. And so they would release the scripts, obviously cryptically, so nothing was leaked. But yeah, no, I didn't know. Until that came up into the script, and I was like, oh, interesting. Yeah, no,
yeah. But that's good. That means you'll stay around.
Yeah.
If you got a relationship with the key character, that means you're coming back for whatever they bring up. I would love
possible spinoff. I'm going to say it again.
Possible.
Yeah.
Look,
Paramount, CBS, please.
Yes, right.
Paramount, CBS,
right.
Y'all better read the tea leaves, baby, because all of us are all of us want this spinoff. All of us. I don't think there's a single person out there who watched season 3 who wasn't I need to see these characters again. For us particularly, though, it was you. I'm honestly, I don't care if I see Picard's son again. I like him and everything. He's cool, but he's nice. He's cool. He's cool.
You have no idea.
I have a relationship.
I love it.
Well, that's fine. You can have a relationship. Make sure you're there. He can be there.
He can be there too. But our goal is to make sure that you were there. You know, and we like him too. Don't get us wrong. He's adorable, and I like his character, and it's so complex, and it's really cool. But our focus would be we need Sidney LaForge back, and we need you as Sidney LaForge back, because that's what we want to tell Paramount. So if you're listening, Paramount,
and we know
you are. You are. We better be seeing more of Sidney LaForge back on that bridge.
Well, when they position, when you saw the positional dynamics, and 7 of 9 was the first officer of this ship, I'm thinking in my head, she's the first officer of this ship. The captain's going to get it. This was in my head from the beginning, guys. She's the first officer. Something's going to happen to her. Because 7 of 9 is really, really she's a fantastic character, and she's wildly popular with the Trekkies. Mm-hmm. And I think her being, with the first officer and then him gone, I think there's something up. I really do. I really think there's something up, and I think there's going to be a spinoff. I really do. I don't think they just put it up there for nothing. I don't.
Yeah. So,
but that's me. That's me in my head. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I'm not CBS or Paramount or whatever, but 7 of 9. First officer, yeah. The Titan, yeah. And yeah. So.
It adds up. I mean,
it does. That's my point. It adds up to spinoff.
I want to spin off as long as all the characters are back.
Yeah, and yes, with all the characters, because you all were great. All the characters were great.
Yeah.
I was sad when they killed off Naveen. What was her name?
Oh, Taveen.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I was like, oh man, Goldie, no. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Are you going to cry?
Don't cry.
No, I'm not going to cry.
Okay, thanks.
It's not cry worth.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
It's not cry. Y'all don't know this, but my daughter, I have adult children, and she calls me crybaby sometimes. Because I'm really, really sensitive.
I'm shocked.
I'm really sensitive. And, you know, I want to see Sydney again.
That's the only reason we're having this show, is so that we can say that like multiple times.
Over and over and over again.
Thank you for being here. We're going to keep saying it. Okay, so I do have and I do have questions about you being like a young Black actress, you know, in this world today. Like, what? It's hard to narrow this down. Okay. In your experience, how has it been for you trying to get substantive roles? Are you seeing people pitching roles to you that are just typical? Or are you seeing a difference in the types of roles that are coming? And I wonder that, and I ask that because there's a generation gap, you know, between us and you. Like when we're coming up, we're really used to talking to people who are older, and it's like, okay, you're a hooker, you're a gangbanger, you're a drug addict, you know, like very stereotypical roles. But I'm wondering what it's like now.
Yeah, sure. I think it's both. There's certain things that cross my path that I do pass on, that I just don't feel that those roles are in alignment with not only the career that I'm cultivating for myself, but the career that I want to push forward and represent. But I mean, I will say the other roles that I do get, like this one, you know, that does project the Black community in a beautiful light. I do say yes to those. I do audition for those. I don't always book them, but I'm just glad that those stories are being told. And it provides an outlook or a perspective for like even kids nowadays growing up, and they can see themselves in a positive light. It isn't stereotypical. Because I know, like, growing up for me, like, I remember seeing, like, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like, the Cosby Show, you know, these beautiful images of Black families and Black people that aren't stereotypical. So that's really my goal, and, like, to really just continue to shine a light on Black people and beautiful, and I keep saying beautiful, but, like, in a beautiful light. I mean, that's just, like, my goal.
Yeah. See, that's why we love you, because that's our goal too.
Because you know, and I'm going to interject this in there. When TNG first came on, for me, the most popular person on the whole cast was LeVar Burton, and from Roots for me, because I saw that when it first came on those 5 nights that week. Oh, LeVar Burton, he's going to be on Star Trek. Yep. That's what I gravitated to, LeVar Burton. Roots, because that was a phenomenal, iconic role that he created. I mean, well, he acted in, somebody else created it, but you know, LeVar Burton, you know, and I don't remember any of the other people. I don't. I mean, is when they announced the cast, LeVar Burton was it for me, and I knew I was going to watch it. So,
well, him and Will Wheaton were the stars.
Well, yeah,
right.
Stand By Me. Was he had done Stand By Me? Right, right.
They were the ones that were known.
Yeah, they were known. Sorry, Will. So, we love you, Will. But yeah. Well,
I just think it's really beautiful that you are, like you said, intentionally crafting this career in this way. I think it's really admirable, and I'm glad you said it here on this show, because if there's anybody younger coming up, I want them to be able to see that it can be done, that standing by your principles and standing by your morals, we can win. Sometimes we can be very successful, even though the shiny stuff looks like it's going to be so great in the short term. Like you might get a better payoff, but we really do compromise a lot of ourselves when sometimes, I know people got to eat, I'm not throwing judgment out there, pickings can be slim sometimes, but it's really heartening to hear you say that and to know that you're making intentional choices,
So, Ashlei, is this tying into? You said you were also doing writing, and that you're writing for TV. Is it write yourself something nice and juicy?
Of course. Like I think that's how I actually started writing. Excuse me. I booked a pilot, and at one point they recast the people of color in the show, and I was like, oh. It was my first taste of Hollywood biting me in a negative way, and so because I have always had these stories in my head, but I just never put the pen to paper, if you will, and that's really what started it. And obviously, I'm writing for myself, but I also want to write for my friends, and people that are in the hustle with me, coming up, and that's my writing. Yeah.
But do you have a certain genre that you like to write?
I think the common denominator is comedy. So far, I've written a couple screenplays, but I'm working on a series right now. Working on the behind the scene treatment show Bible things, but both the common denominator for everything is comedy, and people in my life tell me I'm hilarious. So hopefully, other people will think that I'm funny too, but we'll see.
Oh, I can't wait to see something coming out of this.
Yeah, definitely.
Girl trip. No.
I thought you were gonna say sci-fi, and I don't know why. I thought you were gonna say sci-fi, but I know that you were a writer also, and I was kind of wondering, did you ever think, because I know you grew up with Star Trek, did you ever think that there was a story that was missing in Star Trek that you wanted to cultivate, or a character that just didn't get their due that you wanted to write?
I think for myself, I was because I kind of grew up with the Star Trek movies with Chris Pine and Zoe Saldana.
Okay.
So growing up, I was I think Zoe Saldana needs a younger sister or something. Okay. maybe something there. Who knows? But I remember growing up and watching those movies and being that'd be so cool to join in this universe.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Write it. Write it. Don't wait. Just write it. Put it out there.
Yvette will read it, and
yes.
Yvette and tell everybody about it. She's our resident Star Trek novel reader and fan. Mm-hmm. So we'll put it on blast. We'll put anything you do on blast.
Definitely. Definitely.
We just love you. Oh, Ashley's in it? Okay, Sci-Fi Sisters got your back. I remember seeing that you followed us. I remember when you followed us, and I took a picture. I took a screenshot. And I was
sure did.
Look who just followed us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That's awesome.
I mean, the love is real. And I know, you see us dancing around, so we're not going to ask you these direct questions that we want. But we're just going to say again, Paramount Plus. Are you listening? Because we need Sydney LaForge back on the bridge.
You do.
Okay, we need Ashlei Sharpe
on the back. Yes,
that's right. Little
it's
louder for the
something. It's
people in the
something
back.
it's something in the works. I got this feeling. I just got. This feeling.
What do you think that we can do to help ensure that happens?
I mean, just keep making noise. I think that's the biggest thing. I've been seeing like the petition online has like exceeded, the amount of signatures that I think the last show was it Strange New Worlds, I believe. Number of signatures. So I feel like we're on the right track. We'll see what happens when this writer's strike is done, but I'm optimistic. But I'm hoping.
Yeah, I am too. We're going to keep making the noise, because I think we're hungry for new Trek. As many people out there who are all like Strange New Worlds, and I love that show too. I mean, like if it's Trek, I like it pretty much. I might not love it all, but I like it, and it's Trek, and it's my world, it's my universe, right? It's my happy place. But but we're also dying for new characters. I mean, and new stories and new perspectives. And there's just so much that we can do. I'm kind of tired of sitting in the old stuff. We've been there, done that. And you guys were decades. All of you guys were just so refreshing. On the screen, I mean, your castmates were incredible too. I mean, that's one thing I love about this season of Picard is just that the casting was so strong. Everybody had some massive chops, and everybody got a chance to really show something of themselves. Yeah,
for sure. I think the way Terry Matalas and like the rest of the writers were able to like bring out this next generation of us. And even talking to Terry outside of this, I mean, he's not done. He has a vision for where this could go. And I think that's what's exciting to know that, he's not done. And what he's been able to already do with season 3, I can't even imagine what he's going to be able to do with the spinoff,
Yeah. I mean, he did a phenomenal job.
Yes, he did.
I can't. So. Yeah, I can't wait to see what else he's got up his sleeve, too, because I felt very comfortable with the show in his hands.
Yeah,
from the first credits and the panning of Beverly's ship. And the pearls, the music, and like, okay, wait a minute, that's from such and such, and we're Rabbit fans. That's from such and such, and this happened here, and she wore those pearls on the holodeck, and okay, and then Beverly jumps up, and she's a badass.
But I think for Terry, because he's a fan, he grew up. You can tell that he is a true fan, and it's evident, in what he was able to do.
Yeah, you can tell the whole production team and the writers are fans. We said this before. This new iteration of Trek has a lot of fans in control or, creating. So it does. I think that's why it works.
Shows up on the screen.
Right. They show us what they want to see, and they're fans just like us, and they want us to pick out those little things, and want to see how many can you pick out, it's like a competition. Oh, I know that one. I know that one. I know that one. Yeah. But I think it's refreshing to see young people come into this universe. And I think that's why we love you so much, is because we see Trek continuing.
Yeah.
And that's all we ever want, because just like your mom, she played it in the house hoping that you would see it, played it in the house hoping that you would get it. I did the same thing happened to me with my mom. I didn't get it right away. It took a while, but I finally found my Trek. And I think that's what we all want. We want our families to understand what we're trying to tell them when we watch this show and why we watch this show.
And you're doing it with your daughters too, right?
Yeah, I do. My daughters are finally come into the fold, but they had to find their own way in, and I think having younger people in that look like them, are close to their age, it brings them into it and it keeps Trek going. And Trek going is a big deal because Trek is very intelligent. It's very thought-provoking. It's about family. It's about characters. It's about being a human. And you want to continue that. And I think seeing the same people that look like your parents all the time isn't going to get you involved into this universe. But we start seeing people that look like you, they're like, oh wait, who's these? What's going on? And it will bring them in, and I see it. When we saw Picard, my kids were really watching it. Even my new soon to be son-in-law likes Picard. He was not feeling Star Trek at all, but he really liked the last season. So,
ooh, look at her! Oh, and she's flying the ship.
Right. There's I think that's why I want to see it continue. Not for the older characters, but mainly for all the new characters that we met. I want when my kids are older, my age, you're the older character, and now there's new people coming in. So,
Ashley, they'll call you back. They're going to call you back for Sidney LaForge in about 35 years.
Right.
No joke.
I'll be there.
Well, you're part of the Trek family forever. I mean, 20 years from now, we'll still be seeing you at the convention.
Yes.
Hi, Ashley.
Have you gotten involved with any of that? Any of the conventions or anything?
Not yet. No, not yet. I was trying to do Comic-Con in San Diego.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
There was another convention in the UK that I was getting ready to do. I'll post about it when it's official, but
okay.
Cool.
But I definitely do plan on attending concept.
Good.
Please do.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that's the good thing about Trek. You got a job for the rest of your life.
No joke.
Yeah, and the fans, I think they would embrace you, and I think they're waiting for
Absolutely.
you. I know they are. They're waiting for you to come into the family and just be out there with us. So I can't wait.
And no one can prepare you for that either.
Right.
People will tell you about it, and it happens over and over again. Well, yeah, they told me, but I didn't know it would be like this.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sabrina said, wait till they start cosplaying you.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's coming.
I want to see it. I'm going to see it.
I know you do. I know you do. I can't wait to see it.
I think that there are, I think we're just representative of the masses of Black women out there, young and old, who are dying to meet you and to welcome you and to wrap our arms around you and embrace you. That's what we're here for. You give us a lot, and we don't take it for granted. We love it. And we appreciate what you do and how you do it. And so when we go to these conventions, we were just at a convention this past weekend, and I can't tell you the number of Black women who came up to us saying, I can't believe you guys are here. Thank God for you. I thought I was alone. And it just means so much because, you don't know who's listening all the time, right? Like you got people who were super active with us, but these were people that we didn't know, who drove to the convention to see us because they saw that we were there and because it means that much so that, just that we know that we're not alone. And that's what you're given for folks. So we're ready to give that love back to you. Trust and believe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because it's difficult out there when you don't know, when you love a fandom and you want to talk about it and there's no one to talk about it with. You have no friends that understand how much you love this thing. And then to find those people is like, my tribe.
Yes. Yes.
So just know that you make a big difference. 10 episodes, it might as well have been a whole series.
Yeah,
because it makes a difference. We don't see ourselves as humans on television and screen. We're not portrayed as humans. We're always magical or something's wrong with us. Not just regular people. And to have you be just a regular person, got a job, be on a ship, got a parent that's driving you crazy. A sister. Hey, yeah, right. Perfect. That's all we need.
This old captain, and you fly them out of a life and death situation. That was fierce too. When you piloted the ship out of the nebula.
Oh, we loved it.
Okay.
Loved it all.
Crash LaForge.
She crashed the floors went crashing nothing.
She ain't crashed nothing. That's right.
No,
that's Deanna. Deanna's the one that crashed up the ship.
That should have been Deanna's name.
That's who Will should have been talking about, his wife.
Right.
You got him out of that. You come back.
Right.
Yeah. You got him out of that situation. I'm like, oh, like the lady that got him out of the Dyson sphere. She turned the ship to the side. It was a sister. She turned the ship to the side and got out of there.
Was that Inserator?
That was Inserator.
That's an Inserator, right?
But you have to add, so we had this, we did this panel at a convention called the Sistas Who Saved the Ship. But it was really the shit, but we crossed out the T and put the P on it. And, and now we got to add you to that.
Yes.
To that list. Mm-hmm.
You saved all of them.
Thank you.
With Picard back there barking orders as only he can.
So,
yes, Captain.
Admiral.
Okay.
So, before, I know your time is brief and you've been really generous with it, with us, but I want to know, like, is there something that you're working on now that, like, can you spill any beans on might be coming up? I mean, I know we're about to probably go into a strike, but do you have anything coming out?
Yeah, right now in select theaters, I was in a movie called Our Deadly Vows. It's kind of a horror thriller movie. I think that's still running. But yeah, I mean, still waiting to see. I'm still on pins and needles about our potential spinoff. Yeah, and that's really what's going on at the moment. And then just gearing up, like today was like Emmy nominations, so Emmy nominations for our prosthetic department.
That was awesome. Yes, so awesome.
Kudos to them. I mean, they really deserved it. I didn't start to like sidetrack, but like I didn't realize how long like the prosthetics take. Because for like the board makeup, I was here for like over an hour, and that was just like. I didn't really have like actual prosthetics. I just had like a couple tattoos and things like that. So well deserved. I mean, this whole sci-fi universe, this is my first sci-fi project. And I'm just realizing how much work goes into this. And it's amazing.
Sure is.
That's cool.
You got the whole round in your season. They bored you. They did everything to you.
Right.
Changeling, bored. I mean, there's so much that happened to Sydney.
That's right.
Okay. No.
Yes.
Sydney shouldn't be fazed by anything going forward. I'm saying
nothing at all.
You've already been assimilated. You know, like, come on.
Fit was kicking ass.
I mean, it's gonna have to be something really serious to see Sydney scared next time.
That's it.
Definitely.
Well, sis, I want to thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for your time. Thank you for Sydney.
Yes.
Thank you for Sydney.
Yvette, can you tell folks where to reach us if they have comments about Sydney or anything else for Ashlei?
You can find us at sci-fisistas.com. That's SYFYSISTAS.com. Join us on the mothership. That's MUTHASHIP. And the Sci-Fi Sisters Book Club, both on Facebook. On Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, sci-fi.sisters. We are also on the Twitter at Sci-Fi Sisters. Become a patron of Sci-Fi Sisters today at patreon.com/Sci-Fi Sisters. The Trek Geeks Network's presenting sponsor is Fansets. Go to fansets.com for pins and memorabilia from all your favorite franchises. Visit fansets.com and use Trek Geeks, all caps, for your exclusive 10% discount. After listening to this podcast, please rate us and write a review. We may just read it on an upcoming episode.
And of course, I'd be remiss if I did not shout out the baddest engineer in any and all universes. He's responsible for the music you hear on our show, as well as our engineering production services. He is Dose the Anonymous One. And if you are in
Dose.
He loves that.
He does. And I did not allow time for his theme song. So my bad, Dose. If you need his services, look him up on Instagram at Dose_the_Anonymous_1. Thanks, everybody. We love you very much. Thank you again, Ashlei. We love you very much.
Yes.
Peace, love, and hair grease.